Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Gaming with Scott. This evening you join us once more for our Halloween game, a continuation of last year's Halloween events that lead into this year's perpetuation of madness and mayhem. Now sit back and enjoy this side quest, a break from our regular programming for some Halloween horror. We hope you have as much fun listening to this game as we had playing it. The terror begins just after this music.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Gaming with Scott. I am here with Dan.
I punch it in the face.
And Josh.
Gurgle, gurgle, gurgle.
And Marty.
All the little dead kid laughter.
Oh, jeez. All right. So I swim away from it in the blood.
Yes. Okay, so you swim away from it and Josh, who is unconscious as he sinks into the blood.
I put my flashlight in my mouth.
Yeah.
Which sounds odd.
Okay.
But it's not as much as you'd think.
Okay. As you put your flashlight in your mouth, you feel your teeth kind of crunch and bits of them fall apart.
Yeah, I've had that happen before. I'm okay with that, surprisingly.
Okay, so as you're moving around, you notice the old man's gone. You don't see Dan anywhere.
I'm going to swim over to Josh then.
Gurgle,
Okay.
gurgle.
Oh, that's what that meant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I forgot.
So you go over to Josh.
Well,
and-
he gurgled himself into destroying the tower last time, so, he kind of gets what he gurgle. Oh, I'm sorry.
And
I will cut you if I ever get conscious again.
Right.
so you feel his body in the water.
I
And you
pulled his lummoxy self
bloop, bloop.
out of-
Lummoxy?
You're kind of a lummox.
I would settle for muscle bound. Go to hell.
So,
Okay.
so you pull him up out of
seen
the
your
blood,
out of the viscous
face.
liquid.
and he begins to take passive breaths.
Okay, he's breathing then.
Yes,
All right.
and
And
everything
then I
gets
slap a meaty arm.
Why does everybody hit me?
I slap a meaty, muscular arm over his lummoxy form, put him on my hip, and side stroke towards the wall, or, towards the nearest. I scan with the light, and that's the nice part about having it in my mouth is as I turn my head, I can point it at whatever I'm looking at. So I'm just going to scan the room real quick with, is there a way out?
as you're looking around, you see just blood, and then it looks like white plaster walls all around you, and you see what looks like to be a dais, and there's this glass container, and Dan's standing in it, and he looks like it's filling with blood.
Great.
Pin on
And
that. Dan, you're in this container. It's now filling with blood.
Good foreshadowing.
You didn't get the memo.
So it's filling with blood
Uh-huh.
and other things.
Other detritus or moving things.
Moving things are beginning to slosh into there and wiggle around.
Vampiric sea monkeys.
Where, can I try and get out through where the stuff's coming from?
Ew.
Or
No. But as you're looking around, you see a flash in the darkness, and you feel this overwhelming urge to go to this light.
Go to the light, Dan. Go to the light.
And you can't see out. You can't see beyond that, but you see Dan
Blinded
in
by
this
the light.
like plexiglass.
well, I can't really. I'm going to try to break, kick, break, do whatever. I
He's
have to.
kicking, and you see these little. They're like 2-inch, 3-inch long, wormish, sluggy things wiggling around in there.
I begin to swim furiously towards Dan, bringing...
And out of the back ends of these sluggy things look like little legs are sprouting, and they're starting to move around and grope in the water.
Okay, is there... Oh, dear Lord. Ugh. Are there any... I hate you, Marty.
Do you need to make a pull to do what you're going to do here?
Is there any dry land between me and Dan?
No.
How deep is this?
For you, it's still about navel deep.
Oh, really? Okay, so that's not gonna help me. All right, well then I'm gonna kind of push swim. I'm gonna push my feet on the thing. We're gonna walk it and trudge along so that he doesn't fall back under the blood. While I've got a hand slung across his chest, I'm gonna give him a couple slaps in the face and hopefully, I mean not slaps, but like, hey, wake up, get up.
Nothing.
Great.
As you're swimming,
Am I still breathing?
Could he perhaps make a number of pulls to wake up?
Yeah.
you can make a pull if you want to wake.
I do.
Yeah, you do.
As you're swimming,
And thus it begins again.
you Scott, as you're swimming, you hear on the back end of your flashlight that's in your mouth, like tiny little tappy sounds, like. I don't know if you.
He makes the pull, and now the placement. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it moved. Oh, sorry.
Be careful.
Oh, were you got a little nervous there?
You kind of got to start building it up that way.
Yeah, you got to kind of wait. Sorry. Ow. Leave me alone.
Hey, the more you.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh, jeez. The
you
drop
made the
from
pull.
a centimeter,
You made
from
the
a centimeter up. Oh, dear Lord.
okay. So, Josh, he happens to wake you up. Scott, you still hear that tappy, and you kind of feel it on the flashlight.
I use my tongue. What's like?
Right there.
Uh-huh.
You're gonna move your tongue around. You feel something in your mouth. It feels. At first, it felt like, one of the little loops that are on the end of your flashlight. But you don't have one of those.
You should.
No, there is no loop on the end.
Right, but then the loop
No.
starts moving around.
No, there's not. It's just a little
Right.
bezeled end.
I know,
So
but
you've got something in your
but
mouth.
at first you
Bite
felt
down.
like it was a thing, and you just kind of didn't think about it. But then you realize you don't have one of those loopy things on your flashlight.
Right. Of what? What's the composite? Like, what does it feel like with my tongue? I mean, does it feel like
It crushes, and you feel stuff ooze out.
what? But the thing that crushes, is it like I crushed a chocolate chip cookie? Is it like I crushed a piece of frosting? Is it like
Kind
definitely
of
confectionery.
soft, but then it crunches.
crunches? Like how? I'm
like
giving
a
you.
mealworm
I'm giving you
It's similar to that, yes.
to a mealworm.
You.
If I were to categorize, and I'm giving you the opportunity to do something horrible here, Marty. I don't want to put a word in your mouth. I'm looking for a specific
Ooh.
categorization.
Put it in your mouth,
of,
huh?
It's already in my mouth.
Boom.
It's already in his mouth.
Mealworm doesn't. I'm not following mealworm, and I don't know.
You know the little maggoty looking things that they
Yeah.
Is it squishy like
Exoskeleton?
like
Crunchy.
like a
exoskeleton.
worm?
And
Okay.
then,
exoskeleton like an insect?
uh-huh.
Okay,
And then,
just one of them.
yes.
Okay, then I just
As you spit it out, you notice moth wings spit out. And then,
okay. I'm gonna keep going.
okay. Your tongue itches really bad.
Okay.
Oh God.
Can I stand
As you're going, you're
I'm
like,
gonna-
oh, God, this
I'm-
itches so bad.
No, I scratch it with my teeth that are all broken and scritchly, and
No, it's not doing it.
then I scratch harder.
Your mouth is bleeding.
Sure, it is because I scratch harder.
Sure.
Okay, eventually
That's-
it won't itch because I won't have those pain receptors there.
It's
Or
itching.
those itch.
It's like when you get a sunburn.
Oh, I hate that.
It's an itch you
On
can't
your
get
tongue.
to.
Oh, that's horrible.
But you feel like it's still there and it's subtly getting worse.
Okay.
You notice like one of those little hair filament things, whatever, shoot out and kind of float in the air out of your mouth and fall into the water.
Well, then with my other hand, I take the flashlight out and I begin to.
Spitting out a lot of hairs.
Okay.
Now you're
Can I stand yet?
yeah. You notice what he's doing. You see moths start to fly out of his throat.
Why are you eating insects?
We're done.
Scott knocks it over.
I lost it.
Scott just knocked it over.
I'm done.
Okay. So we're
I lose it.
yeah.
And we're done. Why are you? The word insecta previously would have done that.
Yeah.
But it's over.
What's over?
So
I am. Go ahead, explain. However, it is. I am no longer in the story at this point because I have gone nuts. I'm either going to. Go ahead.
Take this and swallow the sword.
As
pretty much.
he starts coughing and heaving and moths start to pour out of his throat, everyone begins to get that itchy, scratchy feeling in the back of their throat again, and that butterflies kind of pinchy stomach in their pinchy feeling in their stomach.
As I begin to stab myself in the face, I mean, just literally like full arm's length, just. I mean,
Scott,
that just goes.
as
unless you don't want me to do that, go right ahead.
As you go to move, it feels like you can't move at all.
You have to just sit there and suffer.
And slowly light starts to appear, a golden light.
So I could vibrate myself to death.
And Dan, you're no longer in that little cell, that little plastic cell, and everyone.
Why are you eating insects? You dick. Go ahead.
And
PG-13.
And you guys begin to notice that the walls around you begin to fade away. And the blood that you're standing in is no longer there. And you guys are all sitting down and you're all bound to chairs, back to back to each other. And you're in a large room that's like almost dome-ish, with a door at one end and golden hexagons all over, almost like a geodesic dome built out of golden hexagons.
Good word. It's like triple word square.
But it looks like in these golden hexagons are these pits, little holes all over them, little hexagonal holes everywhere. And you look over at Scott, and he's heaving and vomiting. All these little things are crawling out of his mouth, and they're skittering. And you notice.
And unless Scott is completely and utterly immobilized by stuff drilled into his skull, he's flipping losing it.
And you notice that his eye is gone, and there's what seems to be some sort of maggotus giant worm about 4 inches long devouring what's left of his nerves and his optic eye.
See, you should have gone with egg sac.
Well,
and then the little babies were all eating that.
Well,
what am I doing? Stop it!
As he starts
to
starts to heave, and all these things start pouring out of his mouth and his nose and his eye socket. That's not enough, and they begin to burrow their way through his flesh, out of his stomach, and into the air. And Dan, the same thing happens to you and Josh as well. And you begin to vomit these.
Game over.
These
Game
begin
over.
to vomit these things into the air. These moths, and they're flying everywhere. And you notice these little hairs flying off of them, iridescently shining in the light. And they all swarm out of your bodies, and they fly up into these little hexagonal hives. And you notice as you look at each other in panic that
yes,
your skin has this sickly yellow pallid look to it, and you all look very, very sallow and emaciated, and everyone is basically been strapped here for a year.
Okay.
Well played, sir. Oh God,
You've been here for a year.
that's terrible.
And if you had noticed,
We should make a run for the cars.
if you had noticed on the newspapers, the date was 2014.
that's when the Ultron movie came out.
Yeah.
And
I thought-
You're a jerk.
if you noticed that
Because I'm like,
That's
Marty
funny.
just got the date wrong.
No, because I thought it's like, no, that came out a while ago.
Yeah.
And if you noticed that as you guys are looking around, that you're all changed. Each of you, you're all twisted. You have a weird, long, elongated face and
Why the long
spinal
face?
cord, and it's twisted, and you have just contorted and twisted limbs that are longer than usual, and you have what
That was the first "you" was directed at Josh.
yes, Josh, you and
You.
Scott, you have your form basically is sitting there. All of his teeth are broken, and they're all sharpened,
Feeding
but
off your
not
calcium.
but not like sharpened like with a file, but
Like
just by
broken.
grinding,
fluoride.
and they become
True that.
these weird sharpened little nubs. But you notice that you have like 5 or 6 rows of them in your mouth,
Oh God.
and you notice that as you begin to move
That
around,
would be Dan.
and Dan, you notice as you move around to try to get out of this, just reflexively, your skin is sloughing off onto the floor.
Oh, good. That's
Someone walks into the room, someone who you might notice from what you may think might be a dream or a nightmare, but a name comes to your mind, and it's Dr. Caprina, and he explains he's welcoming you to the family. You've been here for a year, which is the gestating period for my biologically altered masterpiece.
His children.
Human
his children.
Centipede 4.
And he laughs with a cacophony of laughter bouncing off of the golden hexagons, and as he turns around, you see the little golden hexagon on his name badge, and you see the company name of Lepidopsis. I then fade to black.
Yeah.
So that's the end of the game.
Marty, you're a horrible person.
Allow me to elaborate.
Yeah, okay, go ahead.
Yep.
The last game that you guys had played last year, when you got, what was it? A helicopter came down
on
and,
the
Came
roof.
and picked us up.
and picked you guys up. You guys were shot. What was it? You guys were shot, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
In the same room.
So, to elaborate on this, Dan wasn't here last year. That might have tipped you guys off that this shit's not happening the way it's supposed to.
Yeah.
Years were all
We were
off.
abducted.
You were all drugged just like everybody else when those bombs went off.
Yep.
And then a Black Ops team used this to scoop up thousands of people
Nice.
for Lepidopsis so they could have gestation chambers for his children. And using the hairs from the wings of these moths that he's genetically altered, he's able to pack those in those bombs, and then it alters people's brain chemistries and makes everyone go mad.
Nice.
Perfect time to swoop in and scoop up people. Now, where he's going with this, or what he's doing with this, and what you guys have become, you'll find out next year.
It's like Nightbreed.
That is fantastic.
And that will be it for the Mothman prophecies.
Wow.
You're funny.
So that's a fantastic tie-in from last year.
Thank you.
I mean, that is... I said I did not like Avatar games, but if you're going to carry that on, then I'm like, well played, sir. I did not see that coming.
Thank you.
I like that a lot.
That was cool.
It was very... So given what you had heard recently, because Dan just... the items that you... The previous year's stories just went out. I saved them for the second week of October through Halloween.
Nice.
So those just went out, and it's very funny because actually it was the third week of Halloween, third week of October. The first one went out.
Yeah.
The fourth week on the 29th. So on the 22nd, the first episode that we recorded went out. On the 29th, the second episode, and then I threw the last one out on Halloween.
Nice.
So that they'd have the story Halloween to listen to.
Right.
So literally, and we're recording this is the first Friday of November.
Yep.
So this is the Friday after Halloween. Okay.
So if you get this up, then they could just follow that storyline right on in.
Yeah.
I could just turn around and do that.
Because we did a movie critique of Age of Ultron, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
The same night.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Which is why I used
Yeah.
Age of Ultron.
I was wondering what was up with that. I was like, that doesn't make
That was like,
sense,
that
but
was...
I'm not paying attention to that.
I was-
Well,
I was
yeah, and I
waiting.
was like Age of Ultron, and I think Marty's just thinking.
I just thought you were off.
you were. No, I thought he was trying to match it up with when it's all supposed to release, and I'm like, Marty, this is going to be a long time from there, or thinking, now going, well, oh, it's dropped right on the end. That's awesome. Okay, I see where you're going. I'll have to do these before next Thursday, and I'll drop these as I hate you.
And also
Nice.
the butterfly feeling and the pinching in the stomachs and the
And,
butterflies.
and you should have
Bit your finger.
You shouldn't
Bit your finger.
wait. Say that again. Repeat what you said.
the butterflies.
Yeah. In the stomach.
and the scratchiness in the back of the throats.
Oh.
It's because those were all the insects in your body.
Yeah.
And
Right.
See, and
you
if I'd
guys-
have gotten any notion of that sooner than I did,
It'd have been like harakiri.
yeah.
look,
I'm
I gotta crank it up slowly.
I'm done.
No doubt. You should have made some. It would have been worthwhile without letting the cat out of the bag to have Josh Elliott here.
Yeah,
we
I
should
could have.
We should have done something like. You should have been like, "Hey, bring Josh back for this one," and I'd have been like, "What? Okay," and that would have been because he would have just.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I feel like the next step of the game that we had played from last year, he probably would have crapped his pants a little.
Oh yeah, yeah. So
Okay with it.
holy
Now,
crap!
I tried to work in some fears from all three of you guys.
You hit both of mine on the head.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's
That's why I was running in a blind panic.
really
Yeah,
what
one
was
of mine
yours?
Really good.
The
really good.
ghost kids.
The little
gonna
kid, really?
get you.
Really?
Have you seen the movie The Babadook?
No.
Yes.
Okay, watch The Babadook, and that's
Okay.
pretty much it in a nutshell.
Okay. All right.
It's very hard
I didn't think the ending was
to
good, but the movie is awesome.
describe claustrophobia without like overly describing it and then losing its luster.
Right.
So you just
Worked
kind
out.
of have to give it a bit and then let them do the rest. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Hopefully,
Yeah, is that-
It's like if I'm stuck,
And it-
I'm
and
turning around to try to kill something.
And it was
That's all I
funny.
got.
It was funny because you were kind of la 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 for most of the things, and then it got on, and he's describing as this goes forward, and Dan and I are
You
both
got
sort of
all
like,
quiet.
okay,
You
yeah,
got all
whatever.
quiet.
And then Josh is like, okay.
I knew he was
And-
going to do that as soon as he said, "There's a crawl space."
And all of a sudden, Josh is like, well, I don't have anything funny to say. I think
Nothing snarky.
yeah, no, I'm gonna
No.
okay. So it keeps getting it's is the roof getting sir? Is the roof getting sir? Okay, so
I'm gonna get you.
so I'm
the old lady.
I'm
You
just
know,
like, Marty, am I stuck? Because I will try to wedge myself, turn around, and go out and kill somebody as I freak out and
Yeah.
die.
right, and because you could see his demeanor was just getting more serious. I'm like, okay. All right, now we have problems, people. And it was like, we're not joking anymore. And so you could immediately tell. I was like, oh, that's Josh's.
We've arrived.
I was looking for cracks.
Yeah. Well, and it was and early enough on, and I
probably
don't,
my
and I
face
don't mean to
today.
make
It's a
this about me,
fucking-
but it was you were like, there's these little things stuck in you, and I'm like, no. We are going to
No, they're
no, there's not, because I'll take a pair of pliers out and pull them out of my head. And I was waiting for either of you to dissuade me, and I was going to go turn to you with one eye,
Dude,
not a concern at this point that I am missing a flippin' eye,
Yeah.
and go, listen,
Just like, you're good.
you two
You're
need to
good.
give me a little bit of time to take care of these little things. You need to back off. And I'd have been completely rational, completely serious, and then I'd have gone back to Crazyville in the mirror.
Yeah, it's like, granted, have a good night.
Good luck with that.
Yeah.
Also, I don't know if you noticed. I was dropping little bits here and there about the fact that you guys were all in a shared delusion. You're all in a shared dream state. The bugs, basically, what they were doing, as they gestated in your body, they slowly, for a year, replaced chemical for chemical. They would exude a chemical and replace one of yours and take yours and use it for itself. That's how it was changing. But in the same time, it is changing you chemical by chemical.
Right.
And the reason why you changed the way that you did was because at the very beginning of your quest, you chose your costume, and that designated your form.
That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
That designated your form. But now you are these
different
twisted husks, and that will be for next game. But I leave it up to you whether or not you want another like creepy creep out game. Or
You really should have. We could have brought Elliot back, and he would have been.
I would have paid to see that.
Yeah, he would. Yeah.
Just see him squirm.
Oh
yeah,
and he'd have lost it. Because
I can't do this. I gotta go smoke. I'm out. See ya.
It was
That
bad
would be the
enough last
progression,
year.
seriously.
Yeah, it would. It was not to be that way.
I can't handle this. I gotta go get a smoke. I'm leaving.
I'm leaving.
Just saying.
So
Would have been fantastic.
But I leave it up to you guys whether or not you want to do like a creepy game next year, like we did this year and last year, or if you want to take that into the realm of like dark fantasy.
Yeah, Cthulian or whatever the hell it is.
Because it's we've done this twice, 2 years in a row. I don't know if you wanted to expand.
Well, now I'm kind of hooked.
Yeah,
I like it. I just wish there was like a small glimmer of hope that maybe we could figure it out. But because it seems like it's out.
Josh.
Yes. Oh no.
Josh, you have asked me repeatedly if you would like to play. Well, I'd like to play some Cthulhu. Yeah. Okay, well, the formula for Cthulhu is
you lose.
When you lose, how do you handle that? Yeah. Well, if there could have been some hope that... no, we're not talking hope. There's no hope.
You are going to go insane.
When you lose...
It's just, yeah.
You want to play Cthulhu, there it is.
Yeah. The only games of Cthulhu that you win are the board games.
Arkham Horror.
If you win the board games. No, in Cthulhu role-playing, when you die...
Win.
Or go insane. And by insane, I don't mean... Well,
so at least you have options.
He's got to flip the light switch 5 times before he goes home for the night. No.
He's got to flip the light switch 5 times before he goes home tonight and kills his family.
Right. And murders everyone he ever knew.
5 times, guys. 5 times.
Nyarlathotep.
Yeah, right.
I mean, that's crazy. 5 times before you go. I mean, one should be good enough before you do it.
Yeah.
That is my one hang-up with Cthulhu. One hang-up.
But here's the thing with
give me a chance.
Last year, that was where the glimmer of hope was.
When? I'm sorry.
Last year's game. There were little rays, little glimmers of hope in last year's game.
Because I still remember.
And
I'm not going to die in this room.
Yeah, and that was it.
I'm not going to catch him.
So as the story progressed, it was in a different phase.
Yeah.
So there wasn't much of that in this session, but
we're running the course.
Possibly next session, next Halloween, next time we run this. That could be a possibility. So
I'm okay with that.
Because, I mean, like I said, if you guys want to change it up to like a dark fantasy action.
I would like something that has darker context than what we've been doing personally.
Jesus.
Darker?
No.
Time out. God, dude.
Time out.
I really want to actually summon a demon.
Yeah.
Compared to Marvel.
Oh, we were... Jeez, everything I say is darker compared to Marvel.
Would like to play something with a darker context than what we have been playing. That would be cool.
Okay, well, we can make a darker turn,
Yeah, like we just...
You want to be the villain?
Yeah.
No. It's not going to
No.
be that bad, but it's going to be darker once you get back to home.
Oh, yay.
We'll find Superman again.
So,
remember, there's 1/16 of a vampire running around that can teleport, and the other 15/16 that you got to pick up too.
Thanks, Marty. Jesus.
What?
Blink.
She's alive.
Oh my God.
That's a victory.
He makes a point.
It's a victory in
I
his
guess
book.
technically, yeah, he's correct.
Okay, fine.
Not only
Then
is
when
she
Wells
live,
has
but there are
when Wells
several
has taken
she's
over
live.
the
I won.
when Wells has made his move to take over the planet. How about that?
No, I'm just saying the next game we play. That's all I'm saying. I like the Marvel game. If I didn't, I
okay.
wouldn't play.
Oh, all right.
Asshole.
So you play a different game.
By the way, Kuprina,
At some point.
Dr. Kuprina, the name Kuprina
Yeah.
is the name of a grease moth, and a grease moth is known for eating human fat. That's what it feeds off, the human fat. And
That gave me butterflies in my stomach. That's disgusting.
and Lepidopsis means moth.
Lepidopsis means moth or butterfly. Yeah, I
Yeah,
thought it
you're
was
close.
butterfly.
You're very
Yeah.
close. And I was like, every time you said butterfly,
He just
I don't
kept
know
going.
if you noticed I shrunk a little.
Yeah, you did. You're like, I went down the thing.
I'm gonna hide behind the windscreen.
Yeah, you did. You were like,
I didn't want to see any smiles or anything. Just trying to hide it. So, but
what? I'm staying on mic. Leave me alone. You told me to do that earlier.
yeah, right.
Dude, why are you eating insects? Well,
Yeah, because like there's a thing on your tongue and it crushes, and I'm like, okay.
So I was honestly hoping you would have been like, his tongue had gotten replaced by that one parasite.
Yeah,
Fish.
I didn't know how to convey that.
Your tongue is moving around in your mouth and you're not controlling it.
And it's not
What?
your tongue, and your tongue is rigid and has legs.
Yeah, but the minute it was like it's insecta, and I went, okay, all right, okay, and then I was like, okay, he didn't say it, and I was like, if he says this, or this, I'm done. And then you were like, well, it's like a mealworm. Okay, that's a worm. That's not an insect. I mean, it's a larva, but it's not like.
They're crunchy like an insect.
But it's not a bug. You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, it ain't got 6
more
or
like a
8
caterpillar.
legs. Right.
Yeah.
Right. Or a worm of a variety. Oh, okay, that's not good, but it ain't.
It's like grasshoppers.
But it's not crickets or grasshoppers. Thanks for playing.
locusts.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
So,
locusts
and
are
then when he went, why
I'm
are
just
you
saying.
eating insects? We're done.
that was awesome.
I just reached forward and went, blog.
And we're done
It's
here.
over.
So as the moths reach their end of gestation, that's why you woke up, because they stopped giving you the chemicals that were making you dream together.
The trip was
Nice.
over.
And
What a long,
then you go.
trip it's been.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Yay.
That was horrible.
I liked it.
So yeah, just let me know. We have a year, you know.
Yeah.
I'd like to know probably at least in 11 months.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Given the 11 months.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. Now I'm trying to make it do the one where, all right, we got to make a run for the cars. And I go, no. And he goes, I'm not dying in this room, Scott. I'm not dying in this room.
Now, I do not plan on letting you play your current selves, so the next game will not be an Avatar game.
Oh.
You'll be playing someone else, and your last you of this game is out there.
Who will be the bad guy that we need to hunt down and kill or whatever.
So
Oh, God.
So, are we
Marty, that is sick, twisted, wrong, and horrible.
right.
Good game.
I don't like it at all.
I give it 5 spine-tingling shivers.
Yeah, that was just not good in the way I didn't like it. Yeah.
He didn't even yell surprise first.
surprise.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't yell surprise, it's rape.
Yeah. We got to make a run for the cars, and I went no, and he went, I'm not dying in this room, Scott.
They'll never.
No.
So you're going to post these back to back then? The Halloween games? Are you going
yeah.
to attempt to?
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Oh yeah, and I may post them. The first one we did tonight may drop like next Thursday, and then run
I think
Thursday,
this is
Thursday,
good.
Thursday,
I think it was good.
and do it that way.
But I'd like to say thank you to all the listeners that have put forth their time and listened to me explain really creepy stuff to my friends.
Excellent. And we would like to thank you for being our zombie master, our guest host, storyteller.
Good job, Marty.
Both of those, this year's and last year's, they were a lot of fun.
They were.
Nice.
All right, so that'll do us tonight. Oh, go ahead.
We'll have to talk again about the tower and how
The tower's cool.
I just want your opinions on it later. Maybe we can catch it next time at the beginning or something.
Do what?
We can catch the opinions of the tower,
Oh yeah,
using the tower as a deciding factor.
yeah. I like that. I mean, it was actually.
You could use that in the Marvel game.
You could, but
I'm not saying you have to.
yeah,
saying.
that would put a different flair on the Marvel than what it. The karma
Yes,
system.
yes,
the,
it
the
would.
karma system actually lets. It actually lets the players decide when they want to be more invested, and then they can spend karma to actually influence the outcomes, which is really, really good. I like it.
Agreed.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, we thank you. Marty, we thank you. And again, a creepy Halloween to all of you. See ya. Thanks for listening.
And that'll do us tonight for Gaming with Scott presents our Halloween game. As always, check our show notes to find out how to contact us, and we thank you for listening.